So, as a workplace wellness consultant, I've been having a ton of conversations with managers, with leaders, not only talking about obviously the high level of stress that has gotten out of control for so long now, but it's also about a high level of negativity within the workforce, within their employees themselves. They can't seem to get out now of their own way with that negativity. And so there's been a big push from these leaders and from these managers, and they're exhausting themselves to try and create a more positive outlook, urging their employees to really be more positive about the situations, and that will help turn things around. And not that that is not a great conversation or the right direction, but what we're hearing from employees and what we're hearing from individuals, especially those that have a high level of anxiety and stress, or that are going through situations where it's creating a level of depression, burnout, hearing just be positive or how can you be positive is getting lost. It's getting lost on them, and it's actually creating more frustration. They're tired of the memes. They're tired of the messages. They're seeing it in social media and personally. And it's very fair to start feeling that frustration around it. So as leaders, as team managers, what we often sit down and say, what if we change that language? What if we shift the mindset? And it's not about driving an environment of positivity, but instead helping our employees regain the control that they felt that they've lost and what that can do. And so coaching to that aspect is very simple to do. And it really is just about changing the language, changing the conversation, and asking some different questions. And I want to share some of those questions with you. So sit down with your employees, and instead of like, how can you be more positive about this? Or what do you see as positive about the situation? Ask them, what do you feel is most out of your control? What about the situation do you feel that you've lost control of? Where do you want to have more control that you don't today? And get them thinking about that. Get them articulating that. And when they do, then you ask the question, okay, if you were more in control of this situation, what would that look like to you? Paint the picture for me of what feeling control or regaining that control looks like in your environment, in this situation, in the project, in whichever situation that you've shared with me. Tell me what that looks like to you. What does control feel like in this situation? And then when they've articulated that, shared that vision, then you simply ask them, okay, tell me one or two things, one or two actions. What are one or two things that you can be doing to regain that control back, to feel back in control, or feel more in control that you've never felt before? What is it that you can be doing? And not you as the manager, them as the employee. What would help them regain that control? What could be put in place to help regain that control? What would support look like to help regain that control? And so it's a shift of moving from, I just need to be positive, to I can regain that control, and thinking about actions, specific, tangible things that can be happening to feel that. And what you will see happen is when individuals feel in control of their environment, of the situation, of what's happening around them, of the project, of the task, of the assignment, of the goals put in place, of their own selves, naturally there's a positive outlook that happens. There's a more positive outlook to what the future holds, how I'm going to get there, how I can fix what's broken. And so as a leader, shift that language. have that conversation. Turn it from trying to push for that positive to regaining that control, and you'll see that shift from the negative to the positive in that aspect. So I'd love to hear how that works out for you, and if you'd like to talk about coaching questions around that or ways to approach that in a very safe space if it's not feeling that way, then message me, and I'm happy to brainstorm some ways to really bring that conversation to life.